Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Cemetery Beach, issue number 6 by Image Comics by Warren Ellis and Jason Howard. And we have this cover. Okay, let's dive in. The craziness is still going on. Our heroes, quote unquote, Mike and Grace are still on a, fleeing or, rampage, like they're in some kind of a video game and they need to go, to the finish line or something like that. And they're killing everybody on the way out. And I have something to say about that, but we're going to do that a little bit later. So they are crashing down through the next ring into this structure, and then the car is crashing down. They barely survive, and then they are, Mike says, "Hey, why is it snowing in here? How does that work?" And Grace says, "Well, we are in the Mantle. It's the outer ring of the settlement." And Mike has, is this the place that you build first? No, she said, this is the last. The main castle is first, then all the other rings, that's, surrounding the castle. It's provided protection for the castle, right? And but before she can finish her sentence, she sees all these bodies lying around. And I thought to myself, oh man, these are the bodies that these people are hit when they are crashing into the structure. But that's not the case. It seems that this is a storage for organ recovery. She said the mantle is colder. He says it keeps us fresher. And then Mike is reacting to that. And this is going somewhere that I have to explain a little bit in a second. Then out of nowhere, there is a dog, and the dog has a mask and also some gas canisters on his back. Mike doesn't know what to do, and then Grace shoots, and then the dog is fleeing away. It seems that he is using, the enemy is using the canisters to make people docile or, capture people, or getting to sleep. And then this happens. So there's a god coming. And Mike says, "Hey, you, I want to have a word with you." And Mike is acting real, what's the word? Over the top. And he screams at this guard who is possibly or not, maybe just a soldier doing this work. And that's exactly what he's saying. He said, "Where did you come from? Your boss sent me. How do you like that?" And gets up in his face, and then the soldier's all, he's acting confused. He says, "Wait a minute, you like it here?" Says Mike. "You like storing ordinary people in cans until some bigger asshole tells you it's time to chop them up." And clearly this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He said, "This is my duty." And then your concentration camp guard piece of shit, your duty. And he says, "Stand back, all right, well." And he says, "You do what? What will you do? You don't have the balls." And then Mike shoots him in cold blood. And then he's going on a freaking rampage because all the other soldiers are coming. And he goes completely nuts. I don't get this. First of all, Mike has shown very irrational behavior. And we don't know nothing about this world, this planet where they are, where these people have built a home. And you can say, well, they are clearly the evil guys because they are doing bad stuff. Yeah, and I don't condone that, of course, but we, the so-called good guys in our world, are doing bad, fucked up stuff too behind the scenes, right? So there is no winner, there's only losers. And bad guy and good guy is only relative, especially in comic books. And this universe, although there are some bad people in there, it's not that I think, hey man, these people on these planets are all pieces of shit and they need to die, every one of them. They are all scumbags. But Mike thinks so, and he talks about Nazis, etc. Well, that is uncalled for. I mean, my grandfather has been tortured in real life by real Nazis. So I'm sick of people in comics, modern day comics, using that terminology over and over again, while it's not even have to do anything with Nazis, just because one can say, well, this is a concentration camp. Is it? Why? I don't know. Mike just says it, but it doesn't mean it is, because we haven't shown anything that this is a concentration camp or so. Yeah, there are people storage in for body parts. That's clearly wrong. But comparing this stuff to Nazi party and what happened in 1942, 1943, around the tide in the Second World War or the First World War, you need to stop that with that kind of bullshit, right? Not everything is a Nazi. Not everyone is a Nazi. There are just people. People are being forced in some kind of a situation, forced to being a soldier. I remember that in Russia, if people didn't do soldiers, do what the higher ups want you to do, you need to advance at the battlefield. Although you are getting shot from left and right, the higher ups are shouting, the captains are shouting from, you need to go further, and if you're not going to do that and you retreat, we're going to shoot you. That's what really happened. And I don't think we need to go there every time. Are there Nazis? Sure. Are there fascists? Yeah, absolutely. Are there good and wrong people? Yeah, but it depends on your view and what the narrative is. And this comic doesn't give me the fact that these people, these evil people, are Nazis or Nazi. Well, probably YouTube is gonna cut it, probably, because that word is a big no-no. I heard. So again, I'm still rambling about that part. So Mike is going on a rampage, but then exactly Grace is telling Mike exactly how I think, and she says, "Pull yourself together. It's not like you had to live through this yourself." Excellent point. And so she says, we're gonna move on in a little bit. And Mike is just, look at his face, man. I don't know what the writer is thinking with this guy. Mike is a very unlikable and unhinged guy. So, and there's also some weird, stupid jokes. Listen, we have here bodies flying all over the place, lying everywhere, and then hey, Mike is making a joke. Ha ha ha! Laugh, people. No, that doesn't fly with me, right? Something serious happened, and next page is making jokes. That's not good, not in my opinion. And we see this, flying tank, looks like something from Star Wars. So they board it, or want to board it, and Mike, gung ho as he is, wants to kill everybody in a second. But then again, Grace, the person with more is more oh man, I forgot the word. She says, "That whole thing you back there, that was the last dumb suicidal thing you're going to do today. Get us back to Old Home alive so we can save this world. That was the deal." And she points a gun at him. And she's more level-headed. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's exactly. And she threatens everybody in the tank. So, hey, you get out of here, or we're going to kill you all, or in a gruesome way, and they are just fleeing. And so they are in the tank, and Mike says, "Hey, do you know how to fly this thing?" And Grace says, "Everything works the same way. Everything gets fixed with the same parts because people are dumb somehow, and they need to work with the simple tools." So they break through probably one of the last barriers, and then they are going outside. So Grace says, "Hey, we entering the march, then the sharps, and then Cemetery Beach, and then there's nothing between here and there. You're going home." Well, this guy is unchanged, dead, and ripped open. So, and the last thing we see is that the president is getting mad, and he screams at his subordinate, or his soldier, said, "Hey, you need to prep the Blitzen." And the soldier says, "Well, the Blitzen is more, well, it's intended for emergency, and that's how it's constructed." But he said, "This is an emergency. We need to get the animal, the Grace, and the alien, Mike, to get them, and we're going to find them at Cemetery Beach. If they reach Old Home, it's all over for us. Do you understand? If they make it back to Old Home, it's all over. And that's the end of this particular book. And at some point, I'm gonna get a little bit of annoyed because, okay, we get it. They need to get stopped, but I still don't know why. What are the atrocities? Why is it so bad that people are going back to old home? What are you doing here on this planet? What is your purpose? And I can fill in the blanks myself, but at some point you just want to have answers, concrete answers, instead of guessing what it is. And I'm not sure. The last one is issue 7. I'm not sure the last one will be giving me the answers that I need, because this coming is, they still need to go to Cemetery Beach. There needs to be some kind of a payoff. I don't think I get the answers. I hope I do. We'll see. But I start to dislike this comic very much, but it's more because of the protagonist, Mike. His irrational behavior through the comic and his stupid comedy that I didn't mind in previous issues. It gets to me a little bit. I don't think it's funny or cool. So this comic gives me a thumbs down for now. We'll see what the last issue. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. Just give me a like and share my video if you want, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time.